Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be talking about how you can do all the different adjustments to the Herman Miller Embody. Like I mentioned in the previous videos, this chair is insanely adjustable, way more than the Aaron I think as well. They let you pretty much adjust everything that you could possibly think of, and they throw in a few good things for good measure that you would have never even considered. The first thing I want to discuss, and again, my apologies, like the last video I've been running around all day, is how to adjust the armrests. The armrests are an adjustment that a lot of people don't normally think about, just because, and I'll explain why you want to do it in a second, but the armrests, let's just say for now, are very important. First thing, and I'll give you the side view so we can figure this out. First thing is you can lift the armrests up by pressing a button right here. You can sort of see it here, but I think you see it a lot better right here, that little black switch. There we go. That little black switch right here. You're going to want to press that up and then just lift, and it'll smoothly bring everything up. And you'll notice when you do that, that it angles it in a curve. It actually pulls it up like that. If you want to have your arm angled in a bit more, that's fine. If you don't, you can just literally just keep pulling them out or push them back in. And you can do that with both of them independently, like a lot of chairs, but a lot of chairs don't give you that angle in and out, and there is a reason for that. The best way to use your mouse is with your hand completely straight. So number one, you can adjust these independently, but number two, you want your arm to be straight, and you want it to be sort of, you know, in the straightest way possible, which is why you have all this too, depending on where your mouse pad or your mouse is. The reason is because if it's angled in any way, you're sort of bending your wrist in order to use your mouse, right? If your arm is angled down, you're bending your wrist like this, which is really bad for your wrist, especially over long periods of time. That's how you do the armrests, very important. The second thing I want to talk about is, let's say, one of the simple things, how to raise your chair up and down. So to raise your chair up and down, you sit in it. Hey guys, you sit in it. There's this white clear like joystick, like a little Netflix joystick, not Netflix, N64 joystick, and you're going to pretty much move it all the way in whatever direction you want. And that's going to actually, you know what? There you go. And if you want to lower it again, and you can move it down. Oh, you can put it down. You can move it to the right. You can move it to the left to move it up. It really doesn't matter what direction you move it as long as you're moving it. So that's very cool. You never have to worry about lifting it up or pushing it down or whatever it is. Whatever mode is comfortable for you, you can use it to lower and raise it. While I'm talking about that, you'll notice that you can actually recline the seat. On this side right here, there's a lever. This lever can be moved up and down. I think it's 5-way adjustable. So with this one, guys, I'm very fit, I promise. I have a male model's body. Anyway, with this one, what you can do is all the way up is going to be completely flat. So it almost forces you to sit flat in terms of where the bottom of your back is. So you can still stretch a little bit, but you can't lean back. That's the first step. You go down one, and this is how much you can really do. Let me actually move back like this. That's how much you can do. You move down one more, and you can lean back like this. There's one more crazy, and you can lean back all the way, and if you want to stretch out, you can, and it all works out. I'm a fan of the second position. It allows me to lean like this, just to sort of stretch my back a bit, lean back, but nothing too crazy. And you might be wondering exactly why you want to keep it straight. That's if you really want to force yourself to be in a good seating position. You don't want to really mess with your back any much. This is a very good way to do it. I prefer number two. Oh, there we go. Number two is right there. With regards to that, another interesting aspect of the seat is the fact that, like a Bentley, you can move forward and back how much of the front of the seat, I don't even know what to call it, there is. To do that, there are two little handlebars or whatever you want to call them here. Put your fingers through it, lift it up, and just pull it out. And you'll notice it fills in as much as you want. And again, to move it back, that's all you have to do. Again, very adjustable. Some people like having more support, under the front of their thighs, towards their knees. I don't really mind either way, but it does actually feel a little bit more comfortable having it out like that. It again forces you to keep your legs, in a good position. Next thing, what have I forgot to mention so far? Oh yeah, so we have the joystick here, and you'll notice there's this black thing, there's a black thing right around it. What you're gonna wanna do is, I believe, to make it, if you rotate it clockwise, it gives you more resistance when you're leaning back. And if you rotate it counterclockwise, yeah, it gives you way less resistance when you're leaning back. So again, this is just one of those nice adjustments that it gives you that really does make a little bit of a difference. I like it a lot. I like having a little bit of resistance while I lean back. On the same note, right here, one of the other very interesting things they give you to adjust that you would have never thought of is essentially how this whole spine conforms to your back. If you rotate it clockwise, it's for more of a flat back. Someone who doesn't have a big arch in their lower back doesn't have that sort of, thing going on there, and it flattens out the lower back. This is essentially lumbar support, I would say. I don't really know how else to describe it. If you move it counterclockwise, it will not only fill in your lumbar, but it'll move your shoulders a bit back too. So it's a bit more of a relaxed position. I think, actually, that is it in terms of adjustability. Again, you can see, let's say that I move like this, you can see that the chair moves over here, but moves forward here to sort of hold my back. As I move back, the same thing happens. You can see that as I'm moving my spine, moving back and forth, twisting around, the seat sort of moves with me, and it's very, very interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video explaining how to adjust everything. Again, I'm sorry that I look like a wreck right now. I really wanted to make this video before I started using it, and like I said, I've been running around all day. So if you guys have any questions about adjustments or anything, let me know. Hey everybody. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can do all the different adjustments to the Herman Miller Embody. Like I mentioned in the previous videos, this chair is insanely adjustable. Way more than the Aeron, I think, as well. They let you pretty much adjust everything that you could possibly think of, and they throw in a few good things for good measure that you would have never even considered. The first thing I want to discuss, and again, my apologies, like the last video, I've been running around all day, is how to adjust the armrests. The armrests are an adjustment that a lot of people don't normally think about, just because, and I'll explain why you want to do it in a second, but the armrests, let's just say for now, are very, very important.